Hi there, it's Fionna Gossling with an update as to what happened in the Oakville real estate market in January 2026. So, not surprising, it was a very slow month, which is kind of in line with what we've been seeing. I think the general issue right now is market confidence and a little bit of political turmoil, or quite a bit of political turmoil. And once that kind of gets settled a little bit, I expect a return to a more robust real estate market. But let me take you through the numbers and show you what happened this month. So, our annual average sale price so far is down over 2025 and 2024, but we only have 1 month of data to show that. So this slide is more interesting in December than it is in January. Um, as you can see here, both our average and our median sale price did come down and has been on a downward trajectory the last couple of months. As always, this chart goes up and down every month. So I like this one because it kind of gives you a bird's eye view as to what's been going on with sale prices um, as a whole there. So this month we had 105 sales, which is super low. If you compare that to last January, we had 138 sales, which was also low, but very typical for January. So January and December are always slow months in real estate. Um, that was coming off the back of 135 sales in December. So December we saw 135, January we saw 105. We had a lot of inventory to choose from, which resulted in 7.5 months of inventory. And that is higher than we have seen in a very long time. Our average sale price was $1,330,000. So that's across all property types. Median sale price was $1,120,000, and the average days on market was 43. So it's a very long sales cycle that we're experiencing right now. What if we compare this January to last January, you can see that our sale price is fairly flat, which I think is interesting and maybe a little bit encouraging. I anticipate that we have kind of felt the bottom of sale adjustment prices. And now we're just hopefully we need a little bit of buyer's confidence to return, and properly priced things are selling as they always do. Everything has its price. When you look at the breakdown as to what happened uh, in those sales that we had this month, those 105 sales, 50 of them were in detached homes, but we have not seen this in a long time. That 7.4 months of inventory in detached product is very high. What's interesting here, though, is the average sale price did jump. So that tells me that things at the higher end of the market were moving because we're looking at the average there. So that's going to skew that. Um, and that is interesting information that the higher end is, we're seeing some transactions there. On average, it's taking about 39 days on market to sell a property. If it's a detached home, this townhouse number is interesting. Very few townhouse sales, only 31. And our average sale price has really come down. I attribute that, though, to just so few sales happening. So this will be interesting to watch in this space. And then our condo average sale price jumped a little bit, actually. It came up, but there are only 24 condo sales that happened. So again, that's interesting to note, but perhaps not indicative of anything larger, just interesting. As you can see, so this is a 4-month snapshot. If you go back and say there were 50 sales and the average sale price was 1.9, what does that mean in a broader context? And so I like to look at the last 4 months. You can see 50 sales is very, very low. It would be much more common in the last number of years to have a higher volume of sales there. And pre 2020, we would see quite a lot more detached sales there. In any case, that's not where we are right now. And you can see tons of inventory to choose from. These two are in direct correlation. So as our number of sales increase, our months of inventory will come down. And the average sale price jumped up quite a bit. So in December, it was 1.711 for a detached home, and January it was 1.911. This townhouse slide is interesting. You can see very few townhouse sales, but the average sale price has been hovering around that million 1.1 mark, and it's down to below 900,000. But again, I think that's because there was only 31 sales that happened in that townhouse space. And I don't see that as being a bottom falling out of that. Part of what we're seeing is so much condo activity, and so that has a knock-on effect uh, into the townhouse market as well. We saw 24 condo sales, up from January, which is kind of interesting. Very high months of inventory, and the average sale price did jump up, which is probably suggesting that there have been a few of those larger sales have happened. A lot of this kind of $500,000-$600,000 price point is based around smaller condo units selling. So it's not factoring in a big transaction volume in the higher end, and that really is important to be considered. Condos in Oakville are so interesting because if you're in the Granary or 111 Forsyth or Marine Drive or Blue Water, you're really seeing, or the Shores, there's a lot of buildings that have a much higher price point. But there's also a lot of new developments that have happened in North Oakville that are coming online now and selling, and that really affects the average sale price in a way that we don't see in detached homes and whatnot. So that is what's happening right now. Any specific questions or want to know what's going on in your neighborhood, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to talk about it. And I hope you found this interesting. Talk to you soon.